All right, my boys. You must be wondering why I've gathered you here today.
Yeah, what's the deal? Melania is making me hot pockets. This better be important.
You tell him, Donnie, this is cutting into my hair sniffing time.
Calm down. This is important, you guys. Star Wars Celebration is coming up, so we need to make a tier list for the Star Wars movies.
I love those, man. Captain Kirk is my favorite character. I love when he fought the Balrog in the depths of the Continental Hotel.
Joe, that was the most incoherent thing you've said in minutes. How long has it been since you slept? Let's just get this over with. I can't wait for you guys to ruin this by simping for the Disney trilogy.
You're really going to call me a simp when you worship Ewan McGregor and the ground he walks on?
That's because he deserves it.
Whatever, let's get started. First off, we have The Phantom Menace. For me, this is the definition of a mixed bag. It was the first truly divisive Star Wars movie. The political scenes were boring, the midi-chlorians ruined the mystical nature of the Force, and the Chosen One prophecy almost single-handedly destroyed the franchise.
Listen here, none of that matters, you stupid hack. This movie is A tier at the minimum. We finally get to see Anakin as a little kid. And man, Natalie Portman was in the movie too. I'll bet she smelled nice.
You're such a creep. This movie is A tier off of the Duel of the Fates alone. It's not my fault you guys couldn't understand the tax discussions in it. Maybe if you read The Art of the Deal, you'd be able to keep track of it all.
Darth Maul was pretty cool, and Qui-Gon might have been the perfect Jedi. But you don't have to watch it to understand the context of the series. You can and should skip it, and you won't miss a thing. If it were me, I would put it in C tier, but I'll bump it up to B tier for you guys.
No!
Yes, Joe. We're going to ignore your creepy comments and put it in B tier. It's the average between Donald and me. Next up is the OG itself.
I don't like this one. This put me to sleep.
Shut up, Sleepy Joe. This movie won 7 Oscars and was nominated for 4 more, including Best Picture. It should have won, but Woody Allen won for Annie Hall instead.
Who's Annie?
I'll bet you'd like Woody Allen. You all would have a great time on the Lolita Express.
Guys, can we focus here? I'm all for putting it in S tier. No need for a whole bunch of discussion.
Agreed.
You guys can't override me twice in a row. You already ignored me for episode 1.
Fine, but we're only dropping it as far down as A tier. Next up is The Last Jedi. Now, I actually really like this one.
Cringe take. Ruin Johnson single-handedly destroyed the Star Wars franchise with this movie. I walked out empty, sad, and not wanting to ever see another Star Wars movie again.
You literally have no idea what you're talking about. This movie perfectly embodied the Faulkner quote about how the human heart in conflict with itself is the only thing worth writing about. Every character managed to go on a deeply personal journey where they faced their greatest flaws, endured their greatest trials, and came out the other side as someone new.
Jake Skywalker is enough to throw this gutter trash down into the bottom tier.
There weren't enough kids in this one, and they all wore hats, so I don't know what their hair smelled like. It probably smelled like camel piss. D tier for sure.
Fine, but let the record show that you guys have no taste whatsoever.
Not my fault you have trash opinions.
Fuck you fat Oompa Loompa. Next, we've got Return of the Jedi. It's my absolute favorite movie. Luke Skywalker became a legend with this movie, and the redemption of Darth Vader is the best scene of the Skywalker saga. I'm not blind to its imperfections, but it's S tier in spite of them.
Leia looked like a total babe. She finally got to show us the goods instead of hiding behind a million layers of blankets and robes. And the Battle of Endor was awesome, except for all the stuff with the Ewoks. No way that was the Empire's finest legion of stormtroopers. I know it, you know it, everybody knows it. And as much as I loved all the stuff with Jabba, Han was totally useless in the movie.
You just like Jabba because he's a kindred spirit.
Not my fault he has good taste in women.
The Ewoks are cute, automatic A tier.
I agree, it's not quite S-tier worthy, but it's still epic.
Will anybody object to me putting it just above A New Hope?
Fine with me.
I disagree, but I can live with it.
Okay, what do you guys think of Solo?
Pretty mid. The characters are likable and it's fun, but it's kind of forgettable. In fact, the only things that stick with you are the cringe moments, like the story about how he got his name.
Just put it in B tier and move on.
No argument there. Next is The Rise of Skywalker. I think I speak for all of us when I say it belongs at the absolute bottom of the list, right? Even Adam Driver couldn't save this one.
It ruined the Skywalker saga. It's the Palpatine saga now. So insulting. Rey will never be a Skywalker. Although you do have a good point, Obama. Adam Driver is a true American hero.
I did like Babu Frick, though.
Are we throwing Attack of the Clones down in D tier too? That dialogue is worse than Biden's speeches.
Hey man, that's not fair. I've got a splutter that I've had since the 4th grade. I haven't been able to speak right since the horrors of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Holy shit, are you that old? Now, I actually do believe your story about your dad loving gay dudes. But back to the main topic at hand. We can't put it in the same tier as the sequel filth. I can live with C tier, though.
Fair enough. What about Revenge of the Sith?
Fucking goat. Fucking goat.
Let's be real, it's good. But it's not that good. The dialogue is still a little clunky. The performances are still wooden. Natalie Portman barely even did anything in the movie.
How did she get pregnant? She wasn't pregnant in the last one.
You're so dumb it makes my head hurt. Obama Sith is the absolute height of the Star Wars saga. It's the best of the prequels. We get to see the birth of Darth Vader. It has John Williams' absolute best score he's ever written. It's so epic it makes me lose my mind. So many stories spun off of it, especially based off of Clone Wars and Order 66. And don't get me started on the lightsaber fights. The Dooku Duel is an excellent appetizer for a movie that includes Obi-Wan versus Grievous, Windu versus Palpatine, Yoda versus Palpatine, and the absolute masterpiece that is Obi-Wan versus Anakin.
You just care about the lightsaber fights. It's still a poorly written mess.
Yeah, because I'm a real Star Wars fan. Who the hell watches Star Wars for the writing?
People with more than air between their ears, moron. I'm going to put it in the bottom of A tier. And if you try and fight me on it, I'm going to bring Last Jedi up to A tier where it belongs.
Fine, this tier list is wrecked already.
Now for the actual GOAT, The Empire Strikes Back. S tier?
Yeah, it's S tier.
Please keep Kamala away from me. I'm scared.
Okay, S tier it is. And Joe, don't be afraid to hide behind the Secret Service.
I thought you were going to recommend a drone strike.
A drone strike isn't the answer to every situation. But it might actually work here. Okay, only 2 left. I actually think Rogue One is kind of overrated, but I'm open to hear what you guys have to say.
The movie we needed, but not the one we deserved. It showed that Disney can actually make a good movie on rare occasions. The rebellion finally had moral complexity, and the action is the best in the series. Need I say more than the hallway scene?
Holy shit, Joe. Not only did you manage to string words together in a coherent manner, I completely agree with all of them. It can't be S tier because it's not a Lucas movie, but I can live with it being A tier.
Yeah, but it's not perfect. It's sort of a mess sometimes. C.G. Tarkin didn't quite look right, and the characters were completely forgettable. I'm going to put it in B tier. Last is The Force Awakens.
Oh, boo!
Shut up, Donald. We're almost done. Now, it's not quite as good as the movie it drew inspiration from, but I'm comfortable putting it a tier below A New Hope.
Disney shill, put that down in D tier where it belongs.
Can we be done now? I want some ice cream.
Fine, I'll stick it in D tier. Well, this tier list is awful, but what else could I expect looking at you?
Just be glad I was here to salvage what I could. If not for my great big brain, this would have been marred by your woke Disney crap. Now here, let me do the outro so I can go eat my Hot Pockets. Thanks for watching, everybody. This video was based off of a ranking made on this channel a year ago. You can find the link to it in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go down to the comments to let us know if you want more videos like this in the future. Until next time, this has been the World of Cinematics signing out.